Okay, hi everyone. So today we're going to cover this question and answer about what is a resolution. Essentially, why we have this is that a lot of clients they actually don't really understand what a resolution entails and what does it mean to come up with a resolution. This is quite important because this actually guides you on how a company makes certain decisions. Okay, so let's get into it. It's important for you to know what the dictionary meaning of a resolution is. Okay, so a resolution, right, is a firm decision to do something or not to do something. So in the event of like let's say like maybe a few of us we are directors in a company, and then like you all know right from my previous videos right, a company can only act through its directors, which means that the company is a non-living thing. But if let's say the company wants to make decisions whether to enter into a contract with another person, the company must come to a decision to enter into this contract. But how can a non-living thing enter into a contract? Okay, what it does is that the company acts through its directors. Okay, so what happens if there's only one director? Okay, so that director makes the decision for the company. Okay, and then so when the company decides to do something, it would actually have in mind yeah, it will be the director who's applying his mind to whether he wants to do this thing on behalf of the company. So you imagine, right? I always tell my clients, right? You imagine like when you watch cartoons, then there's actually a devil on the side of this person's left shoulder. Then there's an angel on his right, and then the devil and the angel, right? They are actually arguing, getting the person to think of what he wants to do. So imagine the person, right, is the company, and then the devil and the angel, right, are directors who are trying to uh get the company to move in a certain direction. Okay, so in that case, right, it will be two directors. Okay, that means on the left shoulder and on the right shoulder, each shoulder has one director. But imagine, that's the main reason why we always tell our clients, right, you should always have an odd number of directors. So that means that if let's say your board, which is your board of directors, you have maybe three directors, then it's easy because when the company wants to resolve to do something, the three directors will just need a simple majority, which means that two out of three must agree to do that something, then the company will go and do that something. For example, if the company is going to open a bank account with, let's say, OCBC Bank, then the company would have to come up with a resolution, which means that its directors would have to pass a resolution to agree that they would open a bank account with OCBC Bank. Okay, so in this case, right, what a resolution is actually the decision of the board. Okay, so that's why when we draft the resolution, right, usually the words that we use is it is resolved that then so and so. It is resolved that the company will open a bank account with OCBC Bank. Okay, then it is resolved that this person will be the uh, preparer for payments, and then this person will be the approver for payments for the bank account that's going to be opened in OCBC Bank. So we would usually have this director's resolution. So the director's resolution, right, is showing that the directors among themselves have resolved and agreed to do certain things. Okay, and this resolution has to be a simple majority of the board. Of course, if let's say all directors agree, then it's like 100% majority. But in the event that let's say that there are three directors, then it will be two directors agree with this, then that one director that don't agree, right? You can document that he doesn't agree. You can or he can just don't sign the resolution because the resolution has to be signed by a simple majority. So even when you go to the bank, right, the bank will ask you to pass them a resolution so that they can open the bank account. And if there are two directors, then typically what the bank will request is that the bank would want to see a resolution from two directors because one is not simple majority. One out of two is 50% only. You need more than 50%. So that's why in most cases we tell our clients always get an odd number. If you have two, right, then you need to decide like what happens if there's a deadlock, which means that the one of the directors say want to do something, then the other director doesn't want to do something. Okay, so in a company context, right, what a resolution is, right? it's essentially a formal statement of a decision from either the board or the shareholders or the members. Okay, so shareholders for companies limited by shares, which most companies are limited by shares. Then in cases whereby the companies are non-profit companies, right, non-profit organizations, then they wouldn't have shareholders, but they would have members. So then it would be a special resolution or ordinary resolution of its members. Okay, so okay, like I regress and go back a bit, right? Most cases, right, or most things can be resolved by a simple majority. So a simple majority, right, is more than 50%. Okay, so if let's say like you imagine when you go for elections and then you want to vote who's the ruling party of the country, right? Then when you go and vote, right, that party only needs to win like 50.1% of the votes. Okay, so simple majority in most cases, right, would be more than enough already. Okay, so simple majority would be an ordinary resolution. Ordinarily, a simple majority, more than 50%, would form a resolution to show that a firm decision to do or not to do something. Okay, so in most cases, we can always do an ordinary resolution. But let's say some things like maybe changing the constitution of the company, which constitution is the rule book of the company. So if you want to change the constitution of the company, then you would have to pass a special resolution. So in this case, right, what does a special resolution do? A special resolution, what it does, right, is that uh, it can change certain things which an ordinary resolution cannot do. For example, you want to change the rule book of the company, which is essentially the constitution, right? You definitely need a special resolution. And this special resolution, based on the model constitution, it's 75% of the voting rights. So in the event that one person holds like 25%, then there are four people, right, that all hold 25%, right? Then you would need three out of four of the shareholders, right, to vote before you can reach this 75%. Okay, so if it's maybe five shareholders, each shareholder having 20% shareholding, right? Then after that, so equally, so that means that you need to achieve at least 75% shareholding, right? Then you need four out of five so that you can pass this special resolution. Okay, so special resolution, like changing the constitution, right? It's a bit more rare, but in most cases, right, ordinary resolution will do. So normally you will see for shareholders resolution, then you will see ordinary resolution or special resolution. So like for your annual general meeting, right? Then if it's directors, you know the shareholders are re-electing the directors to the board. That means they want to put the same directors in the board, then you will know most probably will be an ordinary resolution. Then after that, in some cases, right? I mean, in most to all cases, right? Then you will also need things um like approval for the directors fees, or approval for the financial statements that were prepared. Then all these, right, you need an ordinary resolution whereby the shareholders were to agree. Okay, so then clients will ask me, when should a resolution be documented? In most cases, like for us, we are corporate secretary, right? Then we will be more prudent in a sense that if clients ask us, then we will say that whenever there's a decision to do something, right, then please document it, especially if let's say you're not the sole director. Okay, so if you're not the sole director, imagine you got another four directors, then the four directors say, hey, you go and open this bank account with maybe OCBC, then you go and open the bank account. Then later on, the directors turn around and say, we didn't ask you to open the bank account. So in our case, right, what we do is that we try to document everything. So our client comes to us and say, hey, I'm going to enter into this $500,000 contract with this company. Then after that, what should I do? So normally what we do is that we tell the client that we'll draft a director's resolution that the company will be entering into a contract with another company. Then after that, right, we'll send out this resolution for the for the directors to sign. So we make sure that we document that it is resolved on the board level, right? That this decision is to be taken on behalf of the company. Then after that, we file it with the registrar. So whenever we download the extract, right, there's actually a certified true copy which is written there. So you actually have proof that you actually made this resolution on that day, you see. So we actually filed it with the registrar. Okay, then after you can, of course, you can download the exact same resolution, just that there's details of the submission to the registrar. So it wouldn't be like, I actually didn't do the resolution, but I went to post date it or something. So it's I mean it's prudent that you should file everything. The filing of board resolutions is not compulsory, but filing of like your resolutions for your special resolution, like to change the constitution, all these are all mandatory. So the actual shareholders resolution you have to upload to this file, to the registrar. Okay. So that's all from me. Resolution is really very important. The basic is like very basic concept, but if you guys are running companies, right, you should know all of this. Okay, so this is our these are our contacts, and this is our contact email. So if you have anything you want to do, like any corporate secretarial accounting, or like Ministry of Manpower past application work, right, then you can always drop us an email or can go to our websites. Okay, so that's all from me. See you in the next video.